Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Delaware Orthopedic Specialists. Spring has officially sprung, and you know what that means. All the weekend warriors dusting off their gear and trying way too hard to relive the glory days, and you know what's going to happen. Hip, ankle, foot, leg, knee, shoulder, injuries. Where else should you go other than Delaware Orthopedic Specialists? I don't know. DOS has specialists trained in each and every part of the body, so you're getting a provider specifically assigned to that part of the body. Why would you trust anyone other than a specialist? The only fellowship trained surgery center in the state of Delaware makes it a no-brainer. Head on over to delortho.com or give them a call at 302-655-9494. I'm telling you, my family's gone there. My friends have gone there. Check out their Google reviews. They are phenomenal. DOS. Don't trust anyone other than a specialist.
Welcome to Talking 215, your go-to podcast for everything you need to know about Philly sports. Whether you bleed green, trust the process, fly with the Flyers, or fight with the Fightins, this is the place where we break down Broad Street. Jake, Shawn, and Joey deep dive into the heart of Philly sports culture, breaking down games, roster moves, and sharing the stories that make the 215 truly legendary. So grab a cheesesteak, settle in, and let's get to Talking 215. Now here's your host.
Like I was 13 fucking years old and I ran it and let in two. It has to be 2 digits. Like I get it if it's a little over a minute because you're an adult. You're not running around like. But what have you been training for? You've been training for tennis this whole time? No, you weren't. I watched you play tennis. I watched you play tennis. You weren't training for it. Okay, you're training for free throws and you're doing batting practice. You know why? Because you're lazy little shit. And those are the only aspects of fucking sports that you can excel at without getting your heart rate up. You pussy. All right. Anything that involves actual athleticism is it's gone. It's done. They're milking it. No, I'll get them on the next one. It's a best of 5. Eat shit, okay? Because you're only like this is the only thing that's even slightly better than your takes on Jalen Hurts. Leave my chocolate prince alone.
Shawn, who hurt you?
Yeah, what
I just got a thing. I just got a thing. I have like I think it almost has to do with what was it? It wasn't Vince Quinn. Who even said that like we're gonna boo the Phillies tonight before they even take the field? Like I'm showing up just to
I know. Was it Seltzer? Was it those guys?
Kyle?
It was Kyle Quinn. It could have been Kyle Quinn.
Kyle Quinn. Right? Where it's like, dude, we're gonna boo them for so that they know what they put us through. And it's like, bro, you had 3 Modelo's on your couch, okay, on a Thursday afternoon. Those guys were getting laughed at by 45,000 fans in New York. Like for what they made you sit through. You literally sit down and talk. Like I'm doing it right now, okay? Nobody deserves anything. Like I don't deserve to throw any sort of vitriol at anyone for anything. Like they're professional athletes, okay? You have the muscle tone of a 12-year-old girl, okay? You've got a little happy trail going from your belly button, and that's it as far as body hair, dude. Who are these people that have any right that can't just be like, listen, man, I get it. It's not even a sport I played. There's going to be some lulls here and there, but I'm a little disappointed. You're going to yell at somebody before they even take the field. You're going to pay your hard-earned money. Tell your wife you're going to pay money to go to this game, to sit out away from your kids at night, to boo another grown man who's getting paid far too much money for it. I understand. I get that. But it's your job to make that money. If you go to WIP and you say, all right, I want 150K annually, or if they come back and they say, we're going to pay you 150K and you say, listen, I'm only worth 55, I'll take that. Okay. You'd be on the side of the street. You'd be kicked out of your house. Like you're insane. Like, so the money thing to me is always like, you'd be stupid to pay for any less than somebody's willing to give you. Right? Everybody negotiates their salary. Does that mean you work harder than if you did before you negotiated that salary? Absolutely not. I'm the same son of a bitch, no matter how much I negotiated or didn't. If I took that original offer or got paid, 20K more, guess what? Work ethic, it's the same. Like I just can't stand when people are like, dude, I'm just gonna give them a real piece of my mind. and I'm just going to boo the shit out of them before they put up 12 runs. Where are we at? Where are we at, fellas, in this
12 runs
game?
in the
Was it the fifth?
Well,
12 to 3?
12 they've put up 12 through 4.
Through 4. Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah. Boo
is
that.
Shawn hot because we boo our players, or a specific person that we're going to boo our players?
Today's
You know
episode.
what? I'm just tired
Brought
of
to you
people
by-
that don't have an athletic bone in their body, that never had an athletic bone in their body, that are either 40 pounds underweight because they're frail and malnourished, or they're 100 pounds overweight because they don't stand up and move around throughout the goddamn day. Okay. I'm tired of them being the loudest, that are like, you know what? I'm going to give these professional athletes a piece of my mind. They don't go through enough. They need to hear it from me. And that's where we're at. Welcome to Talking 215, everyone.
Just follow-up question.
It's the
Follow-up
football
question.
special, baby. NFL kickoff. Woo! I am not your host.
No, I have a follow-up question. So, like, if you're ripped, you can boo your players then? Like,
Why do you think I talk so much shit on Twitter?
I'm trying
you know
to
what?
understand
If
why
you're ripped-
Shawn is allowed to boo.
If you're ripped, you don't even say that most of the time, because you're not ugly about these things. You understand the work that some of these guys are putting in. You understand that sometimes it doesn't go your way. If you ever played high level sports, like especially if you ever played baseball, you played a 100. Like none of us have played a 162 game season, but you play these longer seasons and shit happens. Yes, you boom in the moment. Absolutely. I'm not going to sit there and be happy after something actually just physically happened, but to go to sleep, to wake up, to buy the ticket, to tell your wife, I'm not going to be home for dinner tonight. Okay. Put the kids to sleep for me so I can boo this guy who is so much better at me than this chosen sport that I love. It just feels ridiculous. It feels ridiculous. I'm sure I'll get enough slack for it. I'll get enough slack by people that have never done anything athletic in their lives. Bring it on. Tell me how much you deserve that I'm not being a real fan, that I'm not being a real Negadelphian right now for booing a 3-game series in a 162 game season for my first place Phillies. I don't lie. I hated it. I hated these last couple games. I damn near threw the remote through my television multiple times. But today's a brand new day. It's baseball. We got a new game. We got a new series. They're already in a different city right now. They're playing. They're literally playing. And we're talking about booing the last game. Shut up.
Shawn, we got
keep going.
We got Philly dogs, gentlemen. It is the Eagles season, 1 week out, 6 days by the time you're listening to this. Phillies put up a 12 spot through 4 innings. If you don't know what we were referencing, we're referencing certain members of WIP saying that we should have booed the Phillies as they took the field, come back to Philadelphia after what was obviously just an atrocious series at Citi Field. I mean, we're 0 for 10 in our last 10 appearances there. We showed no heart, showed no life, but to Shawn's credit, maybe if you have zero athletic ability in your body, maybe you should sit this one out. I don't know. Shawn, incredible rant. Love
Sorry,
it.
you guys. I'm sure one of you guys here was ready to just be like, you know what? We should boo them tonight. Maybe we should have recorded this before the game started tonight. So that way it would have been current. And that way you wouldn't have had to have taken a look at us putting up 12 runs through 4 innings. And you could have been like, yeah, it was the boos that did it. Maybe. I don't know. Sorry, I ruined
It's 100% New York. It's just New York.
We have to pray we're not going to face them in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's in their head. It's in our heads. The
I
Phillies
think
thing is in their heads, no matter what anyone says. It really is.
I think they've got like a pitch calm interceptor. I'm like convinced their splits they're 20 games above 500 on at home, and they're 10 games below 500 on the road. I understand that there's going to be a split. I understand people are almost
one of their head pitching coaches, one of their head something was the Astros coach in that position during that entire cheating stretch. Somebody tweeted about that.
There's just too much money on this team. There's too many like executives that are just slimy individuals where it's like, dude, do what you got to do. Right.
Wouldn't shock me.
They're not. Yeah. Don't use trash cans.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, at the end of the day, we didn't score shit. So it really didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's the reason they're cheating. And that's the reason they won. No, like we didn't score shit. and we are not going to win games where you don't score a damn thing. But it wouldn't shock me. But I'm not going to sit here on this pod and be like, breaking news, talking 2-5, official take, Mets cheaters. If it comes out, it comes out, and we will talk plenty of shit about it.
I have no proof. This Mets team is just too good at
it's just
home and not that great on the road.
I mean, it'd be the second thing you called this season. You called the Jose Alvarado PEDs.
Listen, I'm not an expert on cheating. I am pretty good at steroids, though.
Yeah.
Well, other ways of cheating other than steroids. I'm not good at those other ways.
Anyway, any other Phillies thoughts before we crack into the birds?
Yeah, I don't see how you could trust this Phillies team at all when it comes playoff time. Like
it's scary.
There's
We're flipping a
nothing.
coin. Are we hot? I don't know. Are we getting 12 runs out of a guy? Right?
Well, like even if you are hot heading into the playoffs, you can go from scorching hot to instant cold in just one game. So it would make me think, oh my God, like what is next? The regression? Because we were just hot. So now we got to come back down to earth, right? It's just so hard to find like even a small sample size, maybe 1 to 2 games in a row where they pitch well and hit well in the same game, just in the same game, like a nice 8-1 game or a 6-0 game. No, if you're winning a low scoring 3-2 game that you win, or if you're winning a high scoring game, it's like your pitcher gave up 4 runs in the first 2 innings. It's not complimentary. And I'm each day that goes by, and I know that they're killing the Braves right now as we're recording. I don't see a scenario in the playoffs where I see them having like that clutch hit, that clutch defensive play, the clutch, heads up base running there. You know, when an announcer says that. No, I don't see them doing any of that.
Yeah, it just seems like, there's going to be hot and cold within the offense, right? But you have no clue as well with these starting pitchers.
Kyle Schwarber 3 for 4 with 3 bombs.
Holy shit.
It is now 15-3 Phillies. As I say that.
Sorry, coach.
No, but listen, it seems
Isn't
like
that like
every
number
game for the
49?
week we've given up 2-3 runs in the first inning, right? Taijuan Walker aggresses. Nola's going to Nola no matter what. We've got no wheels, right? Luzardo, you have no idea. He's going to pitch great on nights that are like every other weekday. He's got like Monday, Wednesday, Friday splits or something, right? So
Yeah.
Sanchez got rocked his last day out. I expect him to return back to form. Ranger, I don't know. It's going to be October. What Ranger are you going to get?
Ranger's been pretty damn good since that little 2-game skid.
So you've got 2 guys that you feel pretty confident about, right? In Sanchez and Ranger. And then what? I don't know. I don't know if these guys are going to give up 1 run.
We don't know who the third pitcher is
going to get rocked immediately, and we're gonna like just hang out, just dead on the inside for the final 8 innings of this game because we know it's a loss.
I'll ask you guys a question. Shawn just had a great point. He said you have Sanchez, then Ranger, then what? Let me ask you, what do you think Rob does? Because we've seen this team be loyal to an extent. Does Aaron Nola, with his big contract, being on the Phillies for the longest time in the world, like Wheeler going down, being the ace at one point of this staff, like, do you trust Taijuan Walker?
I don't know who we trust. Taijuan Walker.
Do I trust Taijuan Walker over Nola? At this point, yes, but in a month, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, it's tight. It's tough to say.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Thompson's going to go Nola no matter what. It's really a matter of.
He froze for a long time.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you went into that series. We know our first 2 guys. Let's just say the series is 1-1, and you're going into game 3. You're Rob Thompson. Who you pointing to?
Luzardo.
I
it's Luzardo. I mean, he had a terrible. Chris.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Luzardo at least feels like he's close. Like he's going to give it his all until like the wheels fall off. Maybe Thompson has a shorter leash come playoffs, right? He lets him go through the lineup twice. We move on. Okay, you move to Tanner Banks or something like that to spell him. But Nola, the wheels can fall off. Taijuan there's some days he's played very well, but some days his location's off, and that means he's going to get his shit rocked, right?
Has there been days that he's played very well? It seems like every game, for the most part, is either 2 to 4 runs through 5 or 6 innings, and you're like, all right, I'll take that. I mean, there's been a couple of
you
games.
will take that from him. You will.
He gets he gets 1-2 runs early on. He gets there's a solo home run, or he gets 1 run on 3 hits and he leaves 2 straight in the first, and you're thinking, damn dude, it's gonna be a long day. And 90% of the time, the dude locks in. Again, credit where it's due. The guy can get a shit rocked and he's just back to it. Right? Every pitch that has already happened. Like we move on. He's just not that good. Right?
Yeah.
That's his problem. He just doesn't have the stuff.
He's been solid for our 5th starter. He's been very solid for our 5th starter.
Yes.
I mean, you could argue he's night and day compared to what he was last year, obviously, where last year he was unplayable. But this year, it's almost like, and I liken this to anything but the Phillies, almost like the Eagles that play team ball. They don't care who eats. Taiwan pitches like he doesn't care if this out is a strikeout, a grounder, a pop-up, whatever. He's like, I'll put the ball somewhere. I'm not trying to strike out everybody. You know what I'm trying to talk about, though? Like, it's like he knows he'll pitch to how his defense is set up, the shift is for how they're playing him. He'll pitch to contact, too. But to Shawn's point, yeah, he may give up like a home run early, but then he just plays such team ball for a pitcher, and it's so weird because you could tell he's stuff, but he's grinding every pitch to play. And that's what pisses me off when you see like Nola, who we know has stuff, just leave hangers over the plate all the time.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Taiwan's pickoff move is incredible.
It's amazing.
It's like, yeah, he gets at least 1 guy every game. But look, we're not listening to this episode for the Phils. We all love Phils. Great. They're 4 games up in the division. They might be 4.5, 5 by the end of the night. Awesome. We're talking birds here. We're a week out from the birds starting. I mean, this is the season preview episode. Go Phils. We're talking about the fight. We were talking about the Fightins. No more. We're talking birds here. We're talking an over-under of 11.5 wins. Get out of here with that. Everybody on this pod better have it going over. We're going to jump right into that 17-game season, starting off a little tough with the first couple stretch of games. What's the record that you guys have the birds going? We're not going to we got too many people in here to do a week-by-week whatever. We got so much to cover. So just give us the record and then give me what the losses are, who you have them against.
Hold on, buddy. We got to pull up a schedule for that.
Somebody didn't do their work before the episode.
I was not.
I did my homework.
All right, Chris, let her rip, baby. Beyblade. Fucking let her rip.
Well, first off, fucking thrilling. Cannot wait. I'm going to actually be in the building. I don't know if I told you guys that.
Yes, sir.
Me and my dad are going to be there. So we're going to watch the banner drop. And with everything going on today with the Michael Parsons, as Jerry Jones says, news, I just couldn't be more excited for how electric the link is going to be that night. I'll tell you what, I looked at this earlier, Jake, when you texted us, some of the things you're going to talk about tonight. There's not a team on here, to be clear. I'm taking us to go 14-3. There's not a team on here, and we just lost coach. There's not a team on here that I don't think we can't beat. Like, there's no one on here where I'm like, oh, that's an iffy game. I don't like this matchup. Like,
Amen.
They're going to get the better. There's not I would come on here confidently and say 17-0, but I can't. I'll be too biased here. And so that's where I landed. Was 14-3. I think we take the NFC East. I'm not even worried about at all. I think the only game that we lose out of those 6 is maybe on the road in Washington. But ultimately, I think even last year was a fluke with Jalen going down. We would have won that game. So it's just one of those things where I would say one, if any, out of the NFC East for me. And then it really comes down to the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Lions, the Bills. Those are really the only other games where I see those 2 other losses. And then as I go through that, I'm like, no chance we're letting the Chiefs get their revenge on us. But the Bills game's away, the Vikings game's away, and the Bucks. The Bucks always play us tough. So that's kind of how I landed at 14-3.
All right. Losing the Vikings, Bucks, and Bills. I mean, three solid teams. The Vikings, I'm not overly concerned about, but
so to clarify, I think we lose 3 games and that coming against two of these, the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Vikings, the Lions, the Bills. Out of those 5 teams, I think there's probably at most 2 losses and probably a loss to the Commanders. I just
Fair.
think it happens. So, yeah.
All right. Coach, record for the season. Who do you have us losing to?
I got 13-4. I think the defense takes a little bit of a step back this year. So I could see maybe us losing like a game here or there, where kind of like the Falcons game last year where we needed a stop in the final stretch and couldn't get it. The 4 losses, I'll give Commanders 1, Bills 1. I'm going to throw a funky one out here because the Eagles always seem to lose to a weird. I'm going to say the Bears. And then kind of like Chris said, I'm going to say the Bucks.
The Bears at home. Oof.
Listen, that the Eagles always do this downer game out of nowhere where you're like, what is going on? We kind of played the Panthers tight last year like that. The Saints tight last year like that. So it's going to be one of those games.
And to speak on that Bears game comes after an away game in Dallas. So it's got trap game written all over it.
Yeah, and it looks like it's on a short week too.
It's a Friday game.
Oh,
yeah.
it's the Bears. Shut up. Oh, go to hell.
But I'm trying to support Coach here. Like that's one of those games in Vegas.
I mean, should I pick a different game? Like, what's wrong with that one?
Oh, you guys are all, yeah, you know what? The Bears is a good loss. It's no, it's not. It's a damn Bears. We're not losing to Caleb Williams and the Bears, all right? What color is he going to put his nail polish on that week, huh? He's going to make it midnight green like Bryce Harper for Rivals Week, huh?
Jesus.
Give me a break. Give me a
This
break.
episode presented by 5 Hour Energy. Remember, 5 Hour Energy before you podcast.
I haven't had energy all day. It just apparently my body saved it for tonight. Let's go. Somebody give me real quick, Jake. Just run down each game week by week, could you?
All right. Cowboys at Eagles.
Win.
Eagles at Chiefs.
Loss.
Win.
Whoa.
Loss. Definitely. Keep going. We're gonna
Rams
be
at
here all
Eagles.
day. Win.
Win.
Eagles at Bucks.
Win.
Loss.
Broncos at Eagles.
Win.
Win.
Eagles at Giants.
Win.
Win.
Eagles at Vikings.
Win.
Win.
Giants at Eagles.
Win.
Win.
Eagles at Packers.
Win. Ass
Win.
whooping. Next.
No, if they don't do a 20-play tush-push drive on the first damn possession, not even when we're already up, just on the first possession of the game.
Dive over is going to be Micah for the Packers.
Right ahead. Go right ahead. We're going to have that guy that we stole from the Rams breaking the unwritten rule playing center that game just to shove it to him. Fucking pansy ass, crying ass. Lions at Eagles.
Win.
Win.
Eagles at Cowboys.
Win.
Win.
Bears at Eagles.
You already know, baby. That's a dub.
Win. It's a win.
That's Coach. It's a win.
Okay.
Eagles at
Triple
Chargers.
digits. Win.
Win.
Raiders at Eagles.
Win.
Surprise loss. That's my surprise loss. Eagles at Commanders.
Win.
The Raiders are better than the Bears. Don't give me that.
What?
This
Ooh,
year,
I don't know about that.
the Raiders will finish better than the Bears.
Is that a hot take? Is that a hot take?
Can I get
Is
in
it
on this?
not?
I'm pretty sure that's a hot take. I'm going to get in on this.
Raiders are finishing
Yeah.
better than the Bears.
Quick
Well,
trivia. Name one defensive player on the Raiders. Go.
Can't do it. Max Crosby.
Okay, I should have said outside of Max Crosby.
Yeah. What?
Besides the best pass rusher in the NFL, name one.
Eagles at Commanders.
Win.
I'll give one of my L's here.
Eagles at Bills.
Win.
I got it a lot because at that point we already have the division locked in and we might not even be playing people in the cold.
When's
Commanders-
the last week 18 game we've played that's been meaningful?
Got me.
Was that the Boston Scott Rain game?
Sure.
Oh.
Commanders at Eagles.
Win. Well, I mean, at
Win.
the end, but that's the thing. But
Win.
Jake's right. But Jake's right. You might be benching your whole team.
Yeah.
Win.
Sam
And we're gonna
Howell
win
out
with
there.
backups.
All right,
Yeah,
so
Sam Howell,
Shawn
revenge
has him
game.
going 17-0.
No, Shawn has 16 and 1.
16-1.
Yeah, he has 16 and 1.
16-1.
16-1. The
Wait,
Chiefs
wait,
come in,
hold on,
they
hold on,
put
hold on.
everything on the line. They whoop our asses, and
No.
just like the Bucks game last year, where they were like, you know what, this is how we need to play every damn week before we make sure we don't get punched in the mouth again, drinking too much of our own damn Kool-Aid, and they go on a tear, on the likes of which the NFL has rarely seen. Okay,
So they
and
win the first 16?
No, they lose week 2.
in week 2.
Oh,
Okay,
I got that.
and they
I
say maybe
misunderstood.
we're not as good. Maybe we need to Taiwan Walker, just lock it in, okay, after giving up a solo shot in the first, okay? And they whoop so much ass over the years that we're going to be talking, is this an all-time good Eagles game? We're still going to complain every single week, okay? We're going to wonder why they're not running the ball more, okay? We're going to wonder why Devontae Smith isn't getting any more receptions than he already is, okay? We're going to be complaining every single step of the way, okay? Adoree Jackson, get him off my team. He's a liability in coverage, okay? We are going to be so fucking good this year. I don't think you guys understand. We're going to be so pissed off after losing to the Chiefs because of how underneath of us they were in this last Super Bowl. Yeah, that's all they got. That is it. That's their final father-son Kamehameha, okay? They've got nothing left after that. It's like a last fucking battle cry. They're going to send Travis Kelce into the night. They're going to put him on a boat, send him out to water, and they're going to light the bow and arrow and let it aflame, okay? They're going to give him a Vikings death, and they're just going to ride the rest of the year off into the sunset, okay? They got nothing. They're going to give it all, and they got nothing afterwards. And then this Eagles team is going to be the talk of social media, of every single media personality, week in and week out. And all the hits are going to be based off of what is the weakest link that we can pick off of. What is the most realistic way we can say this team isn't an all-time team? Because that's how you get the clicks. All right. You're going to say, what else does Jalen Hurts have to do? And somebody's going to say, Jalen Hurts still has a lot to prove. Cam Newton. Okay. What does he have to prove? That he has to buy a bunch of weird hats and he has to press every single button down on his keyboard to get the weird signs over top of every single character in order to make some sort of cryptic ass post? He's got it.
This is a Wendy's.
He's got the hats. He's got the cryptic post. He's got better hats than you and more cryptic posts than you. Okay?
I'm taking
This
off.
is going to be an all-time team.
Taking off.
We're going to be talking about the 85 Bears. We're going to be talking about the 2000s Patriots. And we're going to be talking about the mid-2020s Philadelphia Eagles, ladies and gentlemen. 16-1. Go Birds. We still got a whole podcast to go. Let's go. Let's do this. Keep going.
I mean, that's changed my mind. 16-1, go Birds.
That's it. Da, 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 da. Play the Price is Right music. Like,
no, I mean, look, you're gonna hear me say 14-3, 15-2. You're gonna hear that, but there's every episode where we're talking about the preview week where we're on that week. They're not gonna hear me say the Birds are gonna lose. You know, like every week leading into the game, I'll tell you, oh yeah, we'll lose to the Bills because we might not have much to play for. We'll lose a stupid game to the Raiders. You'll hear that, but every single week in the preview episode, I'm gonna say, oh no, Birds are winning. Go Birds. Not it's 17. I mean, you're never gonna hear me say, oh, this is a scheduled loss. This is a Doc Rivers game. You know, we're gonna go out there and whoop that ass every single game. But it's tough after all that to go to my next point. Like, I want to just ride that high.
No, use your brain, buddy. Calm it down. Let's bring it back down to a 5. Okay.
All right. Today's episode is brought to you by White Glove Car Wash. Man, it feels like we just never get a break. We go from salt and brine on the roads right into pollen season, and our car never seems to be as clean as we needed it to be. That's where White Glove steps in. They're offering unlimited car wash packages for as low as $20 a month. You can take your car in daily and make sure that it is shiny, squeaky clean like you always want it to be and not have to worry about cleaning it yourself. And with the satisfaction guarantee, you will never have to worry about it being just Right. With locations in Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, you are never too far from the glove. Family owned and operated for over 40 years, go out and support small businesses this year and support your car by giving it the best car wash possible. Just ask your phone to take you to White Glove Car Wash and be taken to the nearest location to you and let them give you the best car wash you have ever experienced. Well, then I have a question for you guys. Howie Roseman has shown for the past number of years, we dress 2 quarterbacks on Sunday. We dress 2 quarterbacks on Sunday. That's it. We know that Tanner McKee's missing at least 1 week. Talked to Doc last night. Going to be posting the video tomorrow. Talking about Tanner McKee. Talking about Landon Dickerson. Talking about a lot of guys. He's not concerned about any kind of long-term injury. He said he might even be back week 2. We traded some decent assets to get Sam Howell. We only dress 2 quarterbacks a week. Tanner McKee getting traded?
No.
He'll just be inactive on game day. He'll just be inactive until his finger heals.
Okay, I'm saying when his finger heals, what are we doing? We traded decent assets to get Sam Howell. We're not just going to cut him.
You'd probably get the most for him either this offseason or right around or before the draft, because people either realize we have the assets to be where we want to be to draft a quarterback, or if we don't have one, then we could hit up Philly for, a trade value. But I don't think in season, unless 3 to 4 starting quarterbacks get hurt.
I get that. I agree with that. What are we doing then? When Tanner McKee's healthy, what are we doing?
I think we're just drafting 3 quarterbacks.
Then what are we doing with Sam Howell?
Sam Howell, in case.
Yeah, I understand. We're not dressing 3 quarterbacks on Sunday. What is Sam Howell? Where is he going?
He's not dressed. He's not dressed when Tanner McKee's healthy.
Can you put a member of your 53 as your emergency backup?
Yeah, you could be the 3rd.
So they're going to waste a roster spot for the entirety of the season for a guy that's only going to be the emergency backup when we have issues at depth in other areas. That's what I'm saying. We're not.
I think every team does that. Every team does that, right?
No, they're using the practice squad guys as their emergency.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think that they're just going to be
their
one of
emergency
these wideouts.
We're not going to use the 53rd spot for a guy that's never going to dress on Sunday. That's what I'm saying. But we gave up trade value. We gave up assets for him. And so why would we trade 2 draft picks for a guy that we're just never going to dress? I understand he's going to dress until McKee comes back. And we all know that McKee's probably is good enough to be a starter on at least a dozen teams in the NFL. He's better than Sam Howell. So why would we give up assets for a guy that we're not going to dress as soon as Tanner McKee comes back? And we have our doctor saying that he's likely to come back before week 3.
Well, you don't know if Jalen Hurts and hurt the first play of week 1.
I get that. But you're not trading for that guy thinking, well, now we'll have 3 competent quarterbacks when we know damn well they're only going to dress 2. And you're not going to use a 53-man roster spot for a guy that's not dressing on Sunday. Chris, I mean, you got a brain here. Help me out here.
No, I actually disagree with you because we had Rashad Penny. He dressed he didn't dress at all, and he took up a 53rd roster spot all year.
Yeah, I just think we're going to be drafting 3 quarterbacks. It's not something. Yeah. It's not one of these wide receivers that made the team or something that is going to be.
That happened last year too, though. Kenny Pickett was the everyday backup that dressed. Jalen Hurts was a starter, and Tanner McKee was inactive on game days.
Maybe I just forgot. That does sound accurate. Yeah, maybe I just forgot.
I think most teams do that, to be honest with you.
All right, maybe I don't have a brain. I don't know. I thought I was onto something there. I really did.
The 5-hour energy affects us in different ways.
Shawn, I really thought I had something there.
I mean, the beard and the hair combo, you certainly do kind of look like the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. So if you only had a brain, buddy.
No, it makes sense.
And to answer your first question, and we ended up on that, was no, you're not trading Tanner until the offseason.
No, and I've made that thought process clear as day. You don't trade that guy.
Yeah, we know how
not
to.
This year.
It's too important. Yeah, it's too important to have that backup quarterback that's competent. You throw him in there. So, yeah.
No, once you said Kenny Pickett, Tanner McKee, I was like, shit. Yeah, Tanner was not a practice squad. Damn it. Yeah.
got real hot about that.
Yeah, no, that was a tough one. That's a deep drive in the left by Castellanos. They take a 4-0 lead. That's a rough one. We had a couple people in the comments on Twitter being like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to checking you guys out. New episode. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm usually a little better in this, a little sharper.
We're rusty. Hold on. Listen, the season hasn't even started. I'm going to bring apart on a couple guys. I'm going to forget some names, and you're going to be like, really, dude? You forgot Saquon Barkley? And I'm going to be like, sorry. My bad.
But Jake, that's why people love talking 215 too, is because some people would just continue going with the show and just be like, we'll agree to disagree. But you're like, you know what? That's my bad. Shit.
That's a chest pat right there. That's on me. That's on me.
Well, if you guys remember in our Phillies preview episode, when we all had to pick a player to stand out this year, I chose Max Kepler with conviction.
He stands out, all right.
I know he stands out. So I'm just telling you, we take our L's. We take our L's on this too. And I think Chris, I made one of his posts look real stupid because I posted stats underneath it. And someone was like, that's not even right, man. I said, my bad. Looking up offensive stats, talking about the defense. So I'm wrong, and I'm not deleting the tweet.
Yeah. Did you not know that DFW is for Dallas Fort Worth? Idiot. How'd you not know that Parsons wasn't in Philadelphia?
Admittedly, I did tweet that there was no way that Howie was going to go get Saquon Barkley last offseason, and he totally did. So
obviously, he had to be in Dallas Fort Worth Airport to get to Philly.
Yeah, to get to Philly, like he's not going to walk.
On airports.
But where I got it wrong, guys, and I got to own up to it. Accountability, Jake, is I missed the part that he was just having a layover here to Green Bay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Hand up. That's
Philly's just an international hub of the world. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the only way to get to Wisconsin from anywhere else on the earth.
This guy, he maps.
That's true.
Yeah. He maps.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. The wind was they're riding the tailwind coming this way. No. Yeah. Speaking of Micah Parsons, traded Green Bay Packers. We got Coach and I disagreeing a little bit. He didn't even. I was talking to him a little bit pre-episode. He said, "No, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to disagree with you on the pod." I had talked to Coach and I had said, "Guys, I really feel as though Green Bay overpaid." And you have people on Twitter, you got people saying, "Oh, they underpaid." Like, what are you talking about? Players of this caliber they've given up 5 picks. There is a 0% chance that Micah Parsons was going to play a single snap for Dallas this season. 0% chance. It was known around the league. And to give up 2 first-round picks, to give up a Pro Bowl defensive tackle, and to then pay the guy $48 million a year, you overpaid.
Well, the reason I disagree with that is because Kenny Clark is 30 years old. And the only reason he was in the Pro Bowl was because he was an alternate. And he's still
a decent D tackle.
The last of his career, he's coming off close in pass rush and defensive run stop efficiency, as well as sacks, hits on the quarterback, etc. The reason I am saying that it's not an overpay by Green Bay is because, one, where their window is. They have a young quarterback. They have a good team that's heading towards the playoffs, Jake. We played them in the playoffs. And how many times, and you can look up the numbers, does a 26-year-old NFL all-pro, not just Pro Bowler, all-pro, who can rush the passer, who could drop back a coverage, can affect the game on any part of the field, and has a 99th percentile ROS score, becomes available? How many times does that happen? It doesn't. You know why? Because other smart teams that have those lock them up, pay them, get them paid early. Shout out Howie Roseman. So that stuff like this doesn't happen. Because when stuff like this happens, you're going to get an overpay on the market and the correction. But either way, I don't think guys like Micah Parsons, age, athletic ability, pass rushing ability, come available often. I don't. And those 2 first round picks, Jake, are going to be what, in the 20s? In the high 20s?
100%. Yeah.
High 20s?
100%.
That's why I disagree. That's why I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know about high.
And I do think it's going to be in the mid to high 20s. But read you a tweet. Doug Farrar. I'm sorry if I butcher that. The Jets got 2 first-round picks for Jamal Adams. That's just to put in the context how bad this trade is. And that doesn't even take into consideration the timing of this trade. We are a week out, 6 days by the time that you're hearing this. We are a week out from the start of the NFL season. They didn't cash in on the possibility of doing it pre-draft, getting those and locking in those first-round picks and immediately using them on somebody to replace possibly Micah Parsons. So all around terrible trade. Yeah, and I was going to bring up, Coach, what you said about the picks, but
Jake, does it change your mind? Because I know you brought up the money, right? How much he was paid, and I got to be honest, he was paid a lot more than I thought he was going to get per year. I'm being honest. Does it change your mind that it's been reported by Jane Slater that said Micah, after the trade demands, came back in good faith and said he wanted to talk about a contract and staying in Dallas for the rest of his career and was willing to work on a team-friendlier deal, and that Jerry Jones said, you'll either play on the 5th year and like it or nothing? Does that change your mind? Because it seems as if Micah said, hey, look, I know I said I wanted to trade, but let's get this contract hammered out so I can play with you long term. And if that's the case, you would have paid him around 41 mil per year.
That just makes me think that, not to cut in, that just makes me think the Packers overpaid even more. That feels,
but it's new team versus current team. You can't get a team-friendly deal from your new team.
Okay, well, I'm not I'm going against what everybody else has to offer in this rate, because you're leaving somewhere. Like, clearly, if you're on the trading block, it's because I'm not playing another down for the Cowboys, right? So they didn't want to pay him the $40 million, the $42 million a year, period. Right? You talk about the Packers window at $47 million. Dude, the window is this year. It's this year. You're paying Jordan Love already. You're paying him $55 million a year. Plus the 47, you're paying $102 million to 2 players. Your window, you have to win this net. You can't pay anybody.
They are 2 of the top 3 most important positions, though. You have quarterback and pass rush as opposed to.
So you're sold on Jordan Love?
Listen, I'm not saying the Packers are going to be bad. I'm not saying the Packers are going to be a bad football team. They're pretty good, but they're as good as they're going to get.
I agree, but I think the Packers got better and the Cowboys got worse.
Listen. I think
I'm very pleased about that. I'm not complaining about the Cowboys getting worse.
Sure, but again, you talk about the Cowboys haven't been able to pay anybody over the last couple of years. Why? Because they mismanaged their cap, right? So you just see the Packers in 3 years being in the exact same situation. If you already were in a spot to where you can't pay these guys, we've all known forever that Jerry isn't going to pay this guy. So why would you give up not 1, but 2 first rounders and a player that's actually at least starting caliber? 30 isn't that old, by the way. The guy might be cooked, may very well be cooked. It's not because he's 30. He's just taking shit care of his body, or was in the wrong situation all of a sudden. I don't know. I wasn't paying that much attention to him, to be quite frank with you. Okay. I can't stand the Packers. I pay very little attention to them. But yeah, I mean, you got to imagine this price is crazy. They didn't want to pay the price for him straight up. Like, you can just, I don't want to say release him, but you see these deals all the time where you're getting a 3rd and a 5th back for a guy like this. If he wants $47 million a year, that is a franchise altering salary right there.
I don't think he wanted that much, though. According to Slater, it doesn't sound like he wanted that much. This sounds like
he didn't. I think he didn't. And then when he said, "Yeah, agent," because with the whole debacle with Jerry, where he was like, "Yeah, he worked out a deal with him himself," and then his agent had to have been like, "Is he with Rosenhaus?" It doesn't even matter.
No, he's with David Muguleta, I believe.
David Muguleta.
By the way, do you know who?
David probably was like, "Listen, Micah, look at me. Fuck that deal. You're insane. I'm not working that. Like, what are you paying me for? What am I here for? Absolutely not." So at that point, either he was going to have to drop his agent, right? What do you like? What am I even getting? Am I even getting paid for this deal? If you worked it, are you kidding me? You couldn't even go forward with that deal at all. Like, I don't even know. This situation is so strange. I just can't believe that the Cowboys even got something to look forward to in the future. Not only is that off the books, but they have something to look forward to in 3-4 years after the Prescott is done, and he no longer.
Then they'll be doing the same thing, trying to trade or rebuild for a quarterback.
I mean,
Either way, it doesn't help.
We were taking a look at this stuff going, hey, man, listen, they were married to these two. They were married to Dakota Prescott and Micah Parsons. And if they didn't win it all, then that was going to be that. Well, guess what? Well, now it's Jordan Love and Micah Parsons. And
but Shawn, tell me how this makes sense from a team building perspective. If you just said that they're getting these picks for the future,
it does. It makes sense in 5 years.
Okay, but they just paid so much money to CD and Dak right now. They paid number one receiver money and number one quarterback money. So you're telling the team, I want to win now. So you can't afford to pay that type of money to a receiver and a quarterback.
You're telling your fan base that I'm doing as much as I need to do to get your asses in the seats and make this.
To me, this is half in, half out. It's half out.
Yes.
It's like what Jake talks about with the Phillies. It's like you can't hug your farm system tight if your window's now within this year. You can't do that.
Listen,
there's the fucking money.
You're putting asses in seats because of the offense. Okay, this is a business. We want some highlight reel plays right now. I'm not paying $50 million a year for.
You know what puts asses in the seats?
Absolutely
Wins. W's.
We'll get those along the way. All right, we'll figure that out later. All right.
Side topic. I doubt he's going to get
like Jerry Jones right now. I'm not supporting what has happened. I'm amazed that they got the haul that they did. Okay. And if you already weren't paying $50 million a year for a defensive player whatsoever, this is absolutely the best possible situation that they could have found themselves in, considering the guy, we are a week away from the start of the NFL season and the dude isn't practicing. He's not playing. There's been this whole debacle all off season. And it was real. It wasn't some Trey Hendrickson like, oh, I'm sitting in, BS, just a formality. Like clearly there was something to it here. And somehow the Cowboys made out as good as they could have, as not unscathed, but just scathed, just barely scathed, just minimally scathed in all of this. I can't. It's not a vocab word. It's 2 words. I don't know what is a. How can I mush that into one?
That was Shawn's word. Shawn's word of the day.
Shawn's word of the day. Shawn's made up word of the episode, brought to you by White Glove Car Wash. All right, we're enough of this.
17th century Europe.
Enough of this. Who cares about the Cowboys? They suck. We're going to beat that ass in a week. We're going to talk a lot more about it on Monday. I got this season's over-unders. We do it every season. We do the over-unders for the year. I got this season's over-unders. I'm going to start with number 1, baby. I'm starting with Jalen Hurts. Over-under Jalen Hurts passing yards. 3,300 passing yards.
Over.
What did he finish with last year?
Around
That feels
2,800-ish, maybe.
Did he break 3,000 last year?
I don't think so.
33 feels a little hefty.
He had 2,903 passing yards last season.
I'm going to go just under. I think that's a good number, but I'm going under.
I'm with Shawn under.
He only played 15 games. He played 15 games, and one of them he only played a quarter or a drive of. So he did that in 14 and 0.2 games.
I can't say he's probably going to play 14.2 games this year too. So
yeah, I mean he's not playing most of the fourth quarter. All right, so we're taking slightly under.
Yeah, I'm with Shawn on the under too.
Coach going the over. Like that. All right, Jalen Hurts rushing touchdowns. 11.5.
I'm going under. I mean, you saw the Saquon Barkley.
So this is a team that we will be talking about in reference to the 85 Bears, to the early 2000s absolutely. Packers. And we're going under on the passing yards, under on the rushing touchdowns.
Well, I mean, it's not like the 85 Bears were like the pinnacle of offensive, masterminds here. I just think it's another year forward with the tush push where defenses have honed in on it. I think you've got Saquon and now AJ Dillon for some of these short yardage. I don't know how much AJ Dillon, but 11 again. It's probably a pretty good number. I'm going just under.
Number was 11 and a half.
11 and a half.
11 and a half. Oh, I'm slamming the over. Are you kidding me, guys?
It's a no-brainer.
Dude,
It's like you
the
guys seen that
Brainer.
lizard meme? You guys seen the lizard,
Yeah,
lizard,
just-
lizard,
yeah.
over.
Okay. 2021, he had 10 rushing, 22, 13, 15, 14.
So he's only going
11 and a half
under
is an
once.
11
Since he's been a
and half is an
starter, he's gone
absolute-
under that
yeah,
once.
absolute fucking lock.
Coach?
I said under.
Okay.
You're wrong.
I'm just backing up Sean's point right here. I'm saying
I mean,
under,
they're going to
but
stray away from the tush push, right? They're
No, I think-
going to.
Why? Why?
0% chance that
I
they're
shouldn't
going
say straight away so much.
No,
as it's not
they'll
gonna be as
continue.
effective.
I think they'll continue. I just don't think they'll have that many. I think we had an absurd amount of opportunities from the 1 yard line last year. And I think maybe Saquon scores on some of those to even out the deviation and whatnot.
That's fair. That's fair. It wasn't like
I just think
Like
Hurts
11
getting another
times,
year
Coach?
older isn't going to be
Something like that. Yeah, it was a crazy amount.
Yeah. Sorry, Sean. I know you were saying so, but it was like 11 times we got stopped within like the 5 or some shit. I forget what the stat was, but yeah, that's just wild. That is kind of hard to repeat, but I'm still slamming the over. Fuck
Yeah, I mean, you saw him in the postseason really start breaking away with his legs, like we saw early in his career as a starter. And I think they're going to just continue to lean into that. I mean, he's not going to only have the 1 yard rushing touchdowns. He does that 1-step drop takeoff like he did against the Bills in overtime a couple of years ago. He did it against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I mean, it's a patented play that they use routinely in their arsenal. He's still an extreme weapon with his feet, not just the tush push. I mean, over under for Hurts rushing yards, I had set at 625.5.
I'm taking the over on that too.
That
Just-
feels like a lot. That feels
It
like
do-
a
it does.
lot of rushing yards.
Until you put in the
Again.
context again. Okay. 2021.
Give it to me. Year over
Yep.
year. Give it to me.
I'm just going to say the number 784, 760, 605, 630. So, yes, obviously coming down from the very high numbers in early on as a starter when he
But only gone under that once.
was. I agreed. No, I'm right there with you. I'm at the over.
I think it's a new offensive, a new guy calling plays. I see. Again, Jake. Much to your point, you saw him kind of the legs had some life in them. The back third or so of the season last year. That still feels like a lot. I can't see it. I can't see him breaking away as often as he normally did. Like the stakes are higher. This team is expected to win. I just don't see him putting them in harm's way that often, or as often as in years past.
Coach?
It's fair.
Going over, baby.
There we go.
Passing yards and rushing yards going over.
All right, going to the second most important player on the team. Over under longest field goal kicked by Jake Elliott, 56.5 yards.
Made or kicked?
Made.
If he kicked it, if he didn't make it. I'll go under on that one.
Wow.
Sorry, Jake.
I'll go under as well. We know that this team likes to go for it on 4th and shorts, 4th and medium, because they trust their offense, their O-line, and they trust their defense. Like Shawn said, it's going to be a great defense. So I don't see the point in having Jake trot out there for a 57-yarder when you got the offense we do.
I think Jake saw people hitting 70 yards and he's going right to Siri. He's texting Siri on immediately going, "Hey, I got the leg for that."
You don't though.
Wait. It's an even year, or no, it's an odd year. 2025. Isn't that
There's
the
been
year?
a lot of talk
That's-
about people
that's the
saying
good
I'm
year.
cooked.
That's the
All
good
right.
year. That's the
Yeah.
good year.
See, you want to know how I knew that? Because I listened to the Talking 215 podcast.
Damn
and
right you do.
Jake says it all the time.
Our credibility.
We're gonna be up with the ball, running out time before halftime, and he's just gonna say, "Let me see if I can hit a 60-yarder." I'm going over.
Yeah.
Kona,
No,
what do you say?
It's they're not going to attempt many. You know, to Coach's point, like that part of the field is usually a part where they're just like, "Hey, this is 4 down territory. If it's under 5 yards, we're going for it." But there are going to be situations where there's only 10 seconds left in the half, 10 seconds left in the game, and they're going to say, "Look, why not? You know, let's kick it here." And he's going to get probably 3 opportunities at a 57+ yard field goal, and I see him making at least one of them. I mean, it's an odd year. I see him making all of them, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if he hit one longer than his career long as 61. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me. A.J. Brown, over under 1,150 yards.
Over.
Oh, that's the worst line you've set.
1,250 yards.
Keep going.
1,300 yards.
Keep going.
1,325 and a half yards. Kyle Schwarber has 4 home runs tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies.
You're kidding me.
Does he? Wow.
I'll be there in 30
Hold
seconds.
on, I got to turn up the volume for this. Talk amongst yourselves because I
You
haven't
got
seen
it
it yet.
before my app even got it, the MLB app.
Kyle
That's
Schwarber,
nasty.
another 3-run shot. Also, it looks like it may happen. Harrison Bader, home run away from the cycle. And the way the ball's leaving the park, you got to bet he might get it. That is home run number 49 for our Prince. 21st player in MLB history with four home run game.
Holy smokes, that was a rocket.
21st player. MLB has been going on for over 150 years. And he's the 21st player to have a 4 home run game. And if I recall correctly, I was at a game where the Phillies played a player that had 4 home runs against them. So twice at Citizens Bank Park, there have been a player with 4 home run games, if I'm correct, which we have proven isn't every time. Oh, man. So 1,325 and a half yards, A.J. Brown.
Listen, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think A.J. Brown is going to have a career year this year. I think defenses are really going to try to lock in on Saquon in the run game. I think it's just super in vogue to run the ball. So I think week in and week out, defensive coordinators are going to be trying to hone in on it more. I don't know where Saquon ends up. I don't know how much that affects his total line, but I do know that if A.J. Brown stays healthy throughout the season, I mean, we might be talking a 1,600-yard season. I think this is the year that he just shows up week in, week out, and is just a dominant force in every single week's offensive game plan. I'm going way over.
Sheesh. Chris?
I love A.J. Brown just as much as you, Shawn, but
You're the only one here that A.J. Brown has interacted with.
Yeah, I mean, we're boys. We hang every once in a while.
Over at the airport at DFW.
Yes. We're all hanging out there with Micah. He had 1,080 yards last year. I think
he missed
as much as I want.
He missed some time.
Okay. Yeah, no, agreed. No, and I'm not talking shit. He's my favorite wide receiver in the NFL. I loved him on the Titans. I love AJ Brown, but
yeah,
this offense is a running first offense. You have Saquon Barkley, you have Jalen Hurts. I think AJ Brown's going to have some amazing games where he has 3 tutties and just makes the defense look embarrassed.
Arthur Juwan.
But I'm taking. What was that number?
It was like 1,100. Are you kidding me?
No,
like the actual line.
It's 1325.
Oh, I'm taking the under. Unfortunately, just being real.
You were already committed to the under before he even said the number. You could have said 915. You would have said under.
No, I would have said over.
He missed 4 games last year, and he still broke 1,000.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a beast. I love AJ Brown. I hope he
and
fucking crushes. I hope he has an 1,800 yard.
Yeah, and in the Jacksonville game, he only played half the game. So I'm taking the over for those reasons right there. I'm taking the over. Coach, over under 1,325 and a half receiving yards, AJ Brown.
Oh, it's 1325 now?
1325. It's been 1325 the whole time. You must have heard me wrong.
I'll go over. I think he breaks his own record this year with us.
Nice. Like that. Saquon Barkley. We're going to set the line at 1,650 and a half.
Think about what you did over under on Jalen Hurts rushing yards when you're giving your answer here.
I'm still saying over. Even having taken the over on Hurts too.
So this offense is just putting up far greater numbers. You know, I think 1,650 is a really good number. I'm going to go over because I don't see the loss of 350 yards.
Wow, Vegas has his yards ridiculously low.
What's that?
Wow. Vegas has 14.25.
I'll take the over on that all day.
I might have to spend some money. I might have to spend some money on that. I know, like I just said 10 minutes ago, the defense is
the over is the plus money side of that.
Yeah, I can't see it being certainly less in the 1400s. I mean, the guy was unstoppable force, right? This offensive line isn't getting worse. There's I mean, you got to figure maybe Lane is on the downward trend, but this offensive line is gearing up to be probably, you got to figure, about as good as last season's, if not a little better, right?
55% of bets are on the under of 14.25.5.
Good. Bring it down some even more. That way I can put more money on the over. Are you kidding me?
It opened at 1,500 and it's been bet down to 14.25 and it's still going down. That's insane. It's plus 110 for him to break 14.25. That's the Talking 215 lock of the year right there.
100% agree. I think he crushes that.
Yeah, I didn't even look. I thought 1,600. I was like, that's a good number, but I see it being way higher than that. I mean, he's going to average more than 100 yards a game, and sure, he might not play in Week 18, and there's going to be games where he's not playing the fourth quarter, but he's going to have 5 rushes of over 70 yards through the first 10 games. So, I'm just trying to think in my head while I'm making these numbers. 14.25 is criminally low.
That's free money.
Yeah, free money. Over it, baby. Over.
Yeah. It's the over all day on that. Vegas is nuts. And it's funny, they have him at 14.25, but they have his rushing touchdowns at 11.5. I feel like that's decently high. That's a fair number.
That's a good number, right? That's far better than anything in the 1400s as far as total.
Yeah, if you're rushing for 1,400 yards, you might not be getting 11.5 touchdowns. I mean, you're not getting 11.5, but
yeah, 13 touchdowns last season.
Yeah, so how are you going to drop his yards by over 600 yards and say the line for his touchdowns only drops by 1.5? That just doesn't make sense to me.
I think he's going to go for the record this year. That's what I think.
Would shock me.
That's where I'm trending. And so to hear 1,400 is.
I mean, listen, not to harp a little bit on last year, but has enough time gone by to where we can all say that he could have gotten the record and we would have still won the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
but I think the argument was to do that, we would have had to play.
You don't put him in there with the backup lineman. You do not put him in the backup lineman.
In the NFC Championship game when Landon and Cam went out, and then
2 of the toughest sons of bitches out there.
Yeah, Cam was out, then Landon went to center. And, it's just what he probably Shawn.
I mean, your lineman wanted to play.
Yeah, but
yeah, but no, that's Coach just made it the best point of the episode. You'd have to play everybody. You'd have to play your wide receivers.
Do you think that resting the lineman is what helped us win the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Resting them?
You think that was the only difference?
It played a big part because Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson were probably hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing your whole offense if you're going for the record, because if you play Dotson, Anaya Smith, Johnny Wilson out there, no respect for the passing game whatsoever. No respect. No. You're just honing in on that offensive line and on Saquon Barkley every single play. So you have to play every single offensive player out there. I mean, maybe Tanner McKee because he's that dude, but you're playing everybody out there in a game that is completely meaningless. I still think it was the right decision not to play him. I do think he could have gone out there and been fine, but it's just not worth the risk.
It 100% is the right decision because we know the answer versus what the answer could be.
I'm not going to, and that was just a little aside. I'm not going to sit around and fight for it because.
Are you glad that we don't play starters in the preseason?
I don't know. We're going to scratch and claw week 1. We're going to barely win, and we're going to complain about it.
If you're glad they don't play starters in the preseason, then you should be glad that they didn't play starters in week 18. They both have the same amount of meaning.
I feel like going for an individual season record does have some meaning for somebody versus the preseason having meaning for people that
ask Saquon his opinion after he won the Super Bowl. Say, hey, Saquon, would you rather go out there, risk an offensive lineman, a wide receiver, yourself, Jalen Hurts, somebody getting injured, or would you rather be just short of it, but you win your first Super Bowl?
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this too, guys.
If you asked every single one of his teammates the day before if they'd rather play if it meant getting him that record, you all know what the answers would be.
Yeah, of course, the day before the game. How about the day after the Super Bowl?
I'm. So what?
Let me ask Shawn. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, and you guys can answer too.
It was 40-6.
Let's say
Aren't you glad you took that game? Like, what would the score have been? 37-6. You big weenies.
Let's say you play Saquon and you play the offensive line and you play Jalen and you play your whole starting offense in that meaningless last game. The team you're playing.
I don't like it. Repeat that sentence without the word meaningless. All right. It's already slandering, just slanting this question.
You're playing a week 18 game where you're playoff positioning.
In which the single season rushing record is on the line. Okay.
You're playing week 18 where your playoff positioning can't change. I'll word it that way. Okay. Week 18 and your playoff seeding.
Thanks, coach.
Your playoff seeding can't change. And the team you're playing sees that you're playing your starters to go after an individual record. If you were the defensive coordinator for that team, would you really, like Jake was pointing out, mix up pass coverages or, play cloud-based, or would you have 9 men in the box every play saying, okay, you want to use my team to go for your individual record instead of worrying about the playoffs? Okay. I'm blitzing everyone, engage 8 on every single play. You want to throw it to AJ? Fine. We may get an extra lick and it hurts.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. They might not even care about if you pass.
They also said they were going to attack Jalen Hurts. The Commanders' defensive coordinator said they're going to attack Jalen Hurts like a running back. And then what happened?
But
that was 55-24.
55.
That was a meaningful game, though. I'm talking about a meaningless.
The Commanders are also frauds. Commanders might not make the postseason this year.
So then by the end of the first quarter, AJ Brown has 130 yards receiving, and they figure, I'm not going to get embarrassed. The defensive coordinator is not going to try to lose his job.
No, I think that goes besides the point. Is you just said that the Eagles could go 16-1, 17-0. The only thing stopping this team from doing that is health. Not another team, not another defender, not another opponent. It's health. We almost all had a heart attack when we found out Landon Dickerson hurt his leg. And that's just one player along the best offensive line in the game. So I think when you become a team that is supposed to or talked about to win it every year and you're a contender, it's health, and then play your game. The rest of the shit don't mean anything.
You got to play your game, baby, and the health just goes along the way, man. It's just random.
No.
It's just random.
This is the worst time for Doc not to be available. Like Dr. Mesa would be like, Shawn, you're a moron. Next. Also,
just okay. So
there is a lot of randomity to injuries, guys. I think we just need to.
You're barely going to go through scathed. All right. It's you don't know. And there's hypotheticals that we're all talking about here. Okay.
It's not a hypothetical.
We won the Super Bowl.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not a hypothetical.
That was part of my question. Did you think that was what helped us? Do you think that both things could have been true at once?
Yeah, both of yours could have been true, but
Would
also
they have been true.
Yeah, but if one of them is true, I don't even want to imagine losing an AJ Brown, a Saquon, a Landon, a Jalen Hurts, like anybody, a Jalen Carter, sprains his knee because he gets cut blocked by a lineman in that game. Something like that. I don't want to imagine it. You know why I don't have to imagine? Because we're Super Bowl champs.
I think I made you imagine it, Coach. I'm so sorry. Nobody brought it up, but I mean, you brought it up.
We've spent too much damn time on this hypothetical question. Washington Commanders are also going 9-8 and missing the playoffs. I'm putting that out there.
Good for that.
Side topic. Washington Commanders are going 9-8.
The average player on this Commanders team is 45.7 years old. Okay.
They're so old.
Their offensive line graduated together in high school, class of 2004.
And they have a second-year quarterback. And it's still the oldest.
Like, can we talk about? Oh, that's awesome! The guys behind the camera, and behind the Phillies dugout, who anytime there's a left-handed batter in there and they show them, they're holding up their phones where it says "Pay Kyle" on there. Do it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I mean they're frauds. I mean they had 5 wins on the last drive of the game. Like you can't bank on that. You know what that tells me? It's the same thing I said when I completely called the Super Bowl and everybody, you guys in the pregame, Chris and I, we were on it. We were like 20-point win. Book it, double digit, lock it in. You guys were like, oh, I don't know. And I said, same thing when I talked about the Chiefs and the little clip I put out there. Their win margin was less than 4 points. How about being good enough to put a team to bed? How about being good enough to not have to rely on the last play of the game, winning you that game? The Washington Commanders are nothing but frauds who went on a miraculous run, and they're going to be talking about, oh, I can't believe they don't have a movie about them. It's so the cardiac kid, Jalen Daniels, his one of one is going for $1 million. I mean, I literally just saw Josh Harris buy one of his cards for $500,000, one of his Topps cards. This kid has shown nothing to me that says he is going to be the next stud. But meanwhile, he's ranked in top 10 of everybody's quarterback category. Congratulations. You know what that got you? A 50 burger stamped on your ass. You got branded by the Eagles. Wrecked your shit. Wonderful. All that did was ruin your draft pick, dumbass. Your team sucks. They're all signing up for AAA here. They have to have 1:00 games because they eat dinner at 4:30. I mean, it's pathetic that they're sitting there saying that they're going to be any kind of competition. I don't know which one of you said, oh, I don't know, we might lose to Washington on the road. Them. This team is an absolute joke. We are rocking their shit week in and week out.
Once again, this episode presented to you by 5 Hour Energy.
I mean, they also had a schedule. Like they didn't play any future playoff teams other than the Eagles. It felt like, I don't know what the exact stats are, but they played like a last place schedule. Everybody on that, like it's a 1 year wonder. If it gives me CJ Stroud,
crowning them as competition. They're finishing 3rd in the NFC East.
I mean, we're gonna know real quick. A month into
literally
the season,
either of
all
them.
of the Redskins, Commanders, Muse pages are going to disappear, and they'll come back after the season ends.
Oh, how can you expect to judge him accurately? His team is so old. I mean, the excuses write themselves. Like, is he a good quarterback? Sure, he could be.
They didn't exist before last year, and then as soon as he starts to slump, they won't. He spends too much time with his mother. Too much. He's an adult. Get out of here. Get out of here, Mom.
I love my mom.
She's not with you now, is she?
No, we played pickleball earlier, though.
No, that's good.
She played very well. Good pickleballer. Dan, you got your work cut out with some of these bleeps. I mean, let some of them go. I mean, we're a PG-13 episode. I think you get 2 in PG-13 movies. I'm not sure, but you got your work cut out. Hot takes for the season. Any final thoughts you want to say before the season starts? And then quickly, I want everybody's preseason MVP, biggest surprise, and we'll say comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest hot take, I kind of alluded to it earlier. I mean, A.J. Brown's covering for 1,700 yards. He's my team MVP. He's the whole kit and the caboodle. I just see a huge season out of him. That A.J. Jalen combo is already immaculate. He might even miss a game here or there, but he's going to be in the running for winning the Triple Crown this season amongst wide receivers.
Quickly going back to the Phillies. Next batter is Harrison Bader. He is a home run away from the cycle, and the Braves have put in a position player to pitch. Are they going to allow him to throw him a meatball?
I mean, that's all they're going to throw him. He's going to get struck out by 67 mile per hour curveballs. He's never seen that before. He hasn't seen it since he was 12.
I don't know. You get a 54 mile per hour hanger. He's up to that now. We're going to find out. I mean, he's a home run away over the cycle. So
the pitcher just threw a 49 mile an hour pitch on where I'm at in the game, at least. Yeah, 49.
Yeah. Harrison Bader's up the bat. Home run shy of the cycle. Anyway, go on. I apologize.
I don't even know where I was at. Was there a question that I didn't answer yet?
No, not really. Your hot take.
A.J. Brown is my answer. Whatever the question was, A.J. Brown is the answer.
Nice. Chris, hot take for the season?
My hot take for the season is I think Saquon gets the single season rushing record, and we go back to back. We're going back to the Super Bowl, and we are going to be playing the Bills.
Bills. I mean,
Eagles win.
that's what everybody's dying for.
Yeah. Yep. That's what
Oh, you didn't get it.
well, you're like 3 minutes ahead of me, Jake. So
yeah. Infield single.
I'll see it. Okay. So that's my hot take. 2K say gets the record back to back over the Bills. What was the other questions?
No, that was it for right now.
Answers. Okay.
That was it for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot take of the season. And who knows, this might not even be a hot take. I mean, he didn't have a ton his rookie year. And so we're going to find out. And really, Coach or Doc made a great point last episode saying, why the hell would anybody even throw to him? Because we have such question marks at cornerback 2. But I've got Quinyon Mitchell, 7 interceptions this season. 7 picks.
He's barely going to get 7 attempts thrown his way.
Yeah, and he's going to make him pay every single time.
Hell
no,
yeah.
I mean, at some point, every team is not the Eagles where they're blessed with 2 number 1 quarterbacks. You know, every team, or not quarterback, wide receivers. Every team's not blessed to have that flexibility. At some point, if they want to make a chance, they're going to have to go to their top guy. And that's going to be on Quinyon Mitchell. And it's going to be where they're going to try to force it to him because they've been trying to avoid him all game. And he's probably not going to have that many passes attempted his way, but he's going to have like a 30% interception rate. It's going to be something insane. Obviously, it's not going to actually be 30, but it's going to be a crazy rate of pass attempts to interceptions. This guy is going to be absolutely insane this year. Again, that might not even be that hot of a take.
That's pretty warm. That is pretty warm.
Yeah. It's steaming.
I like it.
Kyle Schwarber has an opportunity for a 5 home run game against a position player.
Holy shit.
He's up to bat. Opportunity for I don't know if there's ever been a 5 home run game in baseball.
Schwarber's not even up to bat for me.
Do you want me to react? If he does it, do you want me to react?
Oh yeah, I mean,
you're gonna have to.
Yeah, you're not gonna hold that back. What are you crazy?
Can't. He has 16 bases on the day.
Jesus Christ! All right, he's finally
done. He popped up. It was a meatball too. It was a
meatballs. There's a third baseman on the mound.
You threw a 38-mile-an-hour pitch, Shawn.
How does that even get to the plate?
I don't get. Can someone explain? I feel like I can. I'm just a guy on a couch.
Oh, we're just lobbing it. No, he can throw. Because earlier he threw like a 79-mile-per-hour pitch.
I was gonna say, dude. I mean, I can go in there and fire one off.
Weston Wilson pops up to end their inning. 19 runs against Atlanta. Good showing.
Oh.
Good showing. I think it's safe to put Jordan Romano out there.
Don't, not yet.
Let Schwarber pitch.
They actually might put a position player out there. They might.
I mean, after that game, just do it. Throw him out there.
Yeah, exactly. Season MVP. I'll lead it off. It's going to be tight. I mean, after he has 7 interceptions, he's going to be, considered as the team MVP this year. But it's actually going to stay on defense, and it's going to finally just completely solidify. It's going to be Jalen Carter. He's going to have so many huge strip sacks. He's going to just completely change the game. Some people are concerned about the defense and everything, but he's going to force so many turnovers, so many tackles for a loss, so many sacks. He's going to be making impacts every single game. Jalen Carter is going to be your 2025 Philadelphia Eagles MVP.
I think I've already kind of alluded to mine.
Yeah, you already said every answer is AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go chalky too, just like Shawn here. And I'm saying it's Saquon. I think he has just as dominant of a season, just because I think as much as I am a supporter of Jalen Hurts, and I think he can go out there and do what he does every game, like he did against the Steelers. Just because we don't doesn't mean we can't. I know he can do it. I just don't think it's being thrust upon him. That's why I think Saquon Barkley will be the MVP this season.
Not bad. Not bad. Comeback player of the year.
Was there a bad one?
Yeah,
on the
that,
team
that was
last
the thing.
year?
That was my thing with it. There wasn't necessarily a player that we were like, that guy stinks.
Do we go Adoree Jackson? He finally lives up to his draft placement. I think it's a
Yeah.
little bit. He's a little late for that. I don't know. I mean, who struggled at any real point? Tyler Steen, is he going to play so well?
Could be Tyler
I'll,
Steen.
I'll give you one. And it's not based on performance because I think he had a great season. N'Kobe Dean. N'Kobe Dean, the way that he went down in the playoffs towards the end of the last season, he's going to be missing 5 weeks in the beginning of this season. It's kind of a good 4 or 5, whatever, right? Oh, he's come back week 5. Apologies, right? So I think
I have a great video. If you like the video on Wheeler, I have a great video from Doc on N'Kobe Dean that we're going to be putting out as well.
Awesome. Yeah. And I really do hope that after that point, he'll have a great season. But I think that's probably the only guy because there's really nobody else. Like,
No, I'm going to say this one. You guys are
Jordan
going to be like,
Davis.
oh, yeah. I'm going to say this one. You guys are going to say, I mean, Jake Elliott's going to be the comeback player of the year. Regular season, Jake Elliott's going to be the comeback player of the year.
Odd year.
Odd year.
I don't
Odd
know.
year,
Are we
Elliott.
going to need him that much to where we're going to saying he's playing that great?
No, but because of the fact that we didn't have anybody playing terribly, he's going to have a 95% make percentage. You're going to say, hey, after he went low 80s and he's now he's mid to high 90s, yeah, he's the comeback player of the year.
Let's give it to Van Sumeren playing fullback.
I know.
Right? What if he won't make an impact, but what if he does? But like we're running out of ideas here for comeback player of the year.
Yeah. Coach, biggest or not coach, Shawn, biggest surprise? Is it going to be AJ Brown breaking records?
No, because that's not a surprise at all. I don't know. Is it going to be Jordan Davis, 30 pounds lighter, ripping off 8.5 sacks?
Oof.
Right, being a game changer up the middle, right?
Is that your biggest surprise?
That's what I'm going for. That's my
Nice.
biggest surprise. Jordan Davis becomes a menace on the interior, not just stuffing runs, but he's getting after quarterbacks, and now he's light enough to get them.
I like it. Chris?
I think the biggest surprise is going to be that Jahad Campbell's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I think the reason that it's a big surprise is that I think historically we don't see rookies come directly into this defense and get plugged in and get that type of opportunity to pull something like that out. Jalen Carter, things like that. And there's a lot of good defensive players that were drafted at the top of this draft. So that adds a curveball too. However, I think that Fangio really, really likes this kid. And I think he's going to give him that opportunity, especially with N'Kobe Dean missing the first 4 games. I think we're going to see a lot of Jahad Campbell. And I think that he's going to have a fantastic season, enough to win him the Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I like it. I don't know if this is a huge surprise, but I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to have 3 receivers of over 1,000 yards.
You're
I mean, not receivers, three players. I mean, a tight end, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. It's not going to be 3 receivers.
Has Dallas gotten to 1,000 yards yet for a season?
No.
I don't think he's.
That's why it's a surprise.
He's always hurt. He's never a part of the game plan.
The most he's had in a season is 830.
Okay.
The biggest question mark being his health.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I just don't think the team cares.
Well, it's not
about
even
him.
that. It's also his usage. If they go out there and actually utilize him. I mean, the offense looks best when it's running through Dallas Goedert, but when he's a part of it, when every drive there has to be a play designed to go to Goddard. That's when the offense looks like it's rolling phenomenally. Is when he's involved and he's a threat because you're pulling linebackers. You're pulling the guys that are actually going to be stopping Saquon away when you have Dallas Goedert getting 60 yards in a game. They're running with their backs to Saquon and you give it to, or with their backs to Saquon covering Goddard when you give it to Saquon on a delay. Or you move Goddard out a little bit wider and they have to put another person. I mean, obviously they're not going to leave him unguarded, but they're going to have to really kind of pay attention a little bit for the first half a second of the play to what's Goddard doing before they give it to him. I mean, the offense looks great when they have Dallas Goddard utilized in more than a pass or a run blocking role, which he's very good at.
No, I agree. The question again, just being for me, his health. Can he stay healthy long enough, play enough games? Thing. That's the biggest question. Other else, I love, and I feel like Hurts is like almost like a security blanket of having Dallas Goddard out there. So
I don't think he's a security blanket at all. I think he is largely forgotten about. I think he's open all the time. I think he could be an absolute game changer, and I just think that's the victim of just there being too many mouths to feed.
Yeah,
he's awesome. He's the
if he
best.
wants to go somewhere else this offseason, you'd see him get 1,000 yards.
I think he would return to being like the in talks of being like a top 3-4 tight end in the NFL talks.
Yeah,
100% agree.
Jalen's the reason he's still here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Jalen called him.
You win another Super Bowl, and I don't give a shit how many receiving yards you had.
Damn straight. Final thought. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Yeah, go Birds.
Go Birds.